Hello everyone, welcome to CSS UPC online classes. So this will be our set 8 of modern history MCQs. So this will be the sources from where I frame questions like Bipin Chandra, NCRT's Spectrum, Sumit Sarkar, Banerjee Dubey, Shekhar Bandyopadhyay. Ramchandra Goa is most of mains oriented because the personality chapter is in this particular book. You can get some good information about many personalities from freedom struggle. Bansal Tripathi is a very good book, and um, and a mixed book like 4 to 5 authors have written this, like Vipin Chandra, Mrudula Mukherjee, Suchita Mahajan, K.M. Panikar. There is one more book which I've added recently. It is V.D. Mahajan. It is V.D. Mahajan, another book. So basically, I cover uh, all these books in modern history. It's not like covering everything. We need to be very relevant in what we cover. It will be basically with prelims oriented and mains oriented. Okay, fine. So let's start. So the first question is: consider the following statements. Annie Besant was the first foreigner to become the president of Indian National Congress. Second statement, Sir Henry Cotton presided over the 1904 INC session and was a fierce critic of Lord Curzon's infamous partition of Bengal. So these are factual statements. Uh, Henry Cotton was very famous because he had presided over the 1904 INC session before the partition of 1905. He had presided, so he was a good foreigner. Okay, and he was also a fierce critic. He did not like the partition of Bengal, and so he presided. So he was not taking sides of British. First statement is wrong. First statement is wrong because Annie Besant was not the first foreigner. She may be the first woman, but she was the not first foreigner to preside the INC session. So the first foreigner was George Yule, or Yule, you can say it is. He was the first foreign president of INC in 1888 Allahabad session, and Annie Besant presided in 1917. Besant presided in 1917, and it was the Calcutta session. It was the Calcutta session, and one more information, like animation is a very important topic. We can't cover here everything. From personality point of view, it's a very important topic. She came to India in 1893. Okay, fine. Next question. Consider the following, arrange the following foreigners in chronology of the first time presidency. So here you have to arrange them chronologically based on their presidency in INC. See, now only we covered that George Yule was the first. Okay, so George Yule is the first, so we can just guess 1888. Okay, Annie Besant 1917, Henry Cotton 1904, like 1 year before to partition. So the problem here is Wedderburn and Alfred Webb. Wedderburn was, I guess, 1889 or 90. We can check. He was into the 1890s, 93 or 94. We can check. So this is the main chronology. So let's see the actual years. Here, no need to remember the session, like the names of where it happened, but you can at least know कि, okay, these are the person who have become INC presidents, and they are, in a way, they were nice personalities from Indian perspective. Okay, George Will 1888, William Wedderburn 1889, Alfred Webb 1894, Henry Cotton 1904, and Annie Besant 1917. Okay, next question. Now this question is related to basically Swadeshi. During Swadeshi time, the Swadeshi influence in Bengal evoked collections of Indian folk tales and fairy tales such as Thakurmar Jhuli. Now this is a name, okay, which delights Bengali children to this day. This was authored by which of the following? See, Thakur Marjuli is a very important topic. Why I'll say, because it was mentioned. It's mentioned in many books. 3 to 4 books. It's mentioned. Okay, even in Shekhar Bandyopadhyay also it's mentioned. Like you can just see the name. So this was authored by Dakshinarajan Mitra Majumdar. Now the thing is, this uh, question is unknown. Like you, if you are studying one particular book, suppose NCERT or you can say Spectrum, you will not get this kind of stuff in that particular book. So here, usually what UPSC does, they will put, so for you it will be an unknown question, right? So what UPSC does, for unknown question, there will be one option which will be unknown and three options which will be known. Okay, so what happens is, usually our mentality is, we will go with the option which is known to us, irrespective if we do not know the answer. Like जैसे कि हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि हम तुक्का लगाएंगे. So basically UPSC does this so that you get a negative mark. So 50-60% you can, like not even 60, but more than that, the probability is for any unknown question, the answer by and large is an unknown answer. Okay, you can check previous year questions, you can come to know this particular trick, but it is not 100% successful. So basically you have to have the knowledge. That is the first thing. If you know about these three also, because these are known, if you know each and every detail about Abhinandranath Tagore, about Nandalal Bose, about the Rabindranath Tagore, so easily you can like find, okay, Thakur Makujuli is nothing related to Abhindranath Tagore, nothing related to Nandalal Bose and Rabindranath Tagore. So you can go with option C. Okay, so to clear prelims, you have to have knowledge, you have to have more facts, so that it will help you in elimination. Fine. So Thakur Makujuli was a very important during that time. It was related to literature, okay, or poetry you can say. So it was very famous during the Swadeshi movement. So Dakshinarajan Mitra Majumdar authored this Thakur Marjuli. It is otherwise known as Grandmother's Tales in 1907. But Rabindranath Tagore wrote the introduction to the anthology. So it was totally authored by Majumdar, but Tagore was also associated. He wrote the introduction. Okay. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements. In 1920s, the untouchable Mahars developed an autonomous movement under Ambedkar. This is a common, very well-known fact. Mahar community, Ambedkar. Second is their demands included separate representation, the right to use tanks and enter temples, and abolition of Mahar Watan. Okay, till here, everyone knows. Okay, their demands included, they wanted separate representation. They had right, like they demanded ki, okay, we have to use the tanks, right to use tanks, enter temples, and abolition of Mahar Watan. This is also correct, because this Mahar Watan was kind of a, like you have to give some special treatment to the chiefs. Okay, some services. This particular community, Mahar community, they had to give some services to the chiefs, because this Mahar community was depressed class. It was taken by Ambedkar. Okay. Third statement, by 1927, the year of the first Mahar political conference. At this political conference, some of the Ambedkar's followers started burning the Manusmriti as a symbol of sharper break with Hinduism. This is also correct, because in 1927, the followers of Ambedkar, they burned the Manusmriti. Why? Because Manusmriti in a way supported caste system. Manusmriti supported caste system. Okay, like 4 division of caste, and Ambedkar was totally against caste system. So till today, 25th December, that is the Christmas day, 25th December is celebrated as Manusmriti Dahan Din. Manusmriti Dahan Din. It is celebrated by the you can say Ambedkarites, or you can say the op- depressed classes or the Dalit community, you can say. Okay. So these all statements are very useful when you write a mains answer. Direct question can come in the form of prelims. Okay, so Manusmriti Dahan Din, till today it is celebrated on 25th December. Because of this, because of 1927, they burnt the Manusmriti, because Manusmriti supported, in a way, supported caste system. Okay, so here all the three statements are correct. So here all the three statements are correct. These are factual information. The term Mahar Watan referred to the traditional services to the village chiefs. These Mahar community were giving some services to chiefs. So they wanted abolition of this particular system also. Next. Now this question is very important. Like lot of information is available in various books. You can't get every information in a single book. Okay, the Southborough Committee is interested to look into which of the following reforms. That is the Southborough Committee. Here the term is Southborough. So all committees are very important. Many committees will find in your normal books, but there are also several other committees which is related to our static topic. For example, these four statements, these are part of our static. Okay, but the problem here is these are so vast that you can't cover everything in a single book. So the question is, the Southborough Committee is interested to which of the following reforms? 1919 Government of India Act, 1935 Morley Minto reforms, that is the 1909, or the Indian Council Act of 1861. These kind of questions you can't even guess unless you know the answer. Here the answer is 1919. Now I will tell you some important facts which is not explained, like I have not typed here in the explanation, but I'll tell you, you can note it down. There are very important facts which related to 1919 Act, because 1919 Act is very, very, very important. Okay. Now what happened is, after World War One, after World War One, after World War One, so there was Gandhi had come. Okay, 1915. Home rule movement was going on, was taking very good. It was bringing in the masses. It created a link between the masses. Okay. So the government thought of bringing reforms. Even Indians also wanted reforms, because they were not satisfied with the 1919 Morley Minto reforms. Okay, they are not satisfied, so they wanted reforms. So what happened? So 2 to 3 words you have to remember here, extra things which is related to this act. One is the Memorandum of 16. It is a term you have to remember. It's not there in basic books, but it is available in other books. Okay, that is first is number one, in double quote, Memorandum of 19. Memorandum of 19. It was in 1916. Just note it down. In this Memorandum of 19, what happened is, like 19 elected members of the council, 19 elected members of the council were elected to propose some reforms, which ultimately led to this act. To propose some reforms. Okay, they addressed to the viceroy. Okay, we need these reforms. And remember, in this 19 elected members, some Indians were also there. It was Jinnah was there. Remember the names. Jinnah was there. S.N. Banerjee was there. Surendranath Banerjee. And Srinivas Shastri. Etc. These three names are enough. So they proposed some reforms. Okay, we need these things, because the previous reform, like 1909 Morley Minto reforms, did not satisfy our aspirations. So we need some reforms. Okay. So these Memorandum of 19 was not at all accepted by the viceroy. It was not accepted. And it did not become news also. Okay. But eventually some things were added into the 1909, but in that particular time in 1916, it was not accepted. So again, what happened? Lucknow Pact happened of 1916 after some days. Okay. So in 1916 Lucknow Pact, these reforms were discussed. and some were amended and amended. Here British are not there. Lucknow Pact mein only Muslim League and Congress. They were amended. Okay. And a joint scheme, we can say joint scheme of reforms were proposed or were adopted. Now these joint scheme, there is a name of this. It can come as a separate question. Now what is the name of this joint scheme? It is the Congress League, that is the Muslim League scheme. I'm writing in capital and double quote because it is a term of 1916. So if question comes, the Congress League scheme also eventually led to the formation of Government of India Act. Correct. It happened in Lucknow Pact. It happened in Lucknow Pact. Okay. So memorandum of 19 is one thing which ultimately led to Government of India Act, and that some proposals of memorandum of 19 were amended in the Lucknow Pact or Congress Muslim League meet, that is called as the Congress League scheme. Now here one more thing also you need to know. Now these two things in a way they were related from Indian perspective, right? From these two things were from Indian perspective. They gave some, they wanted some reforms. They suggested some reforms. Some were also accepted. When in 1919 they came, like in the Montagu Chelmsford reforms, some were accepted. Now, apart from this, there was another also, one more thing, which was done from the British side. Okay. So from, let me erase it. From British side also, one term you have to remember. One is Southborough Committee. Okay, fine. Before that, before Southborough Committee also, things started. Now the name was, there is a name. The name was the Round Table Group. The Round Table Group. Okay. Now this Round Table Group, what started very previous, like it was started around 1906 by, there is a name, there is a foreigner, you can say that name is Lionel Curtis. Now this personality, Lionel Curtis, is called as the father of Darky or Darky. Now this term is very common, we all know. This term was introduced in Government of India Act 1919. Now who was the father of that term? He is the father of that term, Lionel Curtis. He had written a book also on Commonwealth, on Darky. He has all written books on Darky, Commonwealth and all. Okay, so this group, like Lionel Curtis, this group also suggested, this group also after 1915, like after 1915, it suggested some reforms, and it suggested that Darky should be brought, and finally 1919 Act mein Darky was introduced. Okay, so these things were going on. Another committee called Southborough Committee was also like constituted, and in Southborough Committee, B.R. Ambedkar also gave some insights. Now, all these things were brought into another memorandum. That is the, you have to remember. So this is the third thing, Round Table Group. So fourth thing, that is the Duke Memorandum. Duke Memorandum. Okay. Now this Duke, who was this Duke? He was Sir William Duke. He was previously the Lieutenant Governor of Bengal. So he was the leader, and he finally, some members of Round Table Group were like, they were called, they sat, and they finally brought a Duke Memorandum. So from this, the Morley Minto, sorry, the Government of India Act 1919, or even you can say the Chelmsford, Montagu Chelmsford reforms, all those stuffs came from here. So you need to know the names: Congress League Scheme, Round Table Group, okay, William Duke Memorandum. So you have to remember the names. The Southborough Committee, all these things. See, these kind of questions will only come in this format. Okay, they'll come like this is related to which of the following, because four of the four options are very common. Okay, very common. These are part of static part. These are a static history part. Okay, so you need to know anytime they can come in exam, because I always say कि questions have become very dynamic. So you need to know a lot of facts with respect to our static part. Fine. Next. So just have written here, but the explanation, the part which I told now, you can just note it down. The Southborough Committee was interested to look into the issue of electoral franchisee to be included in the constitutional reforms of 1919. Next. B.R. Ambedkar was the only untouchable with a graduate degree in the Bombay Presidency of 1919. Second statement. Ambedkar was consulted by the Southborough Committee, which was interested to look into the electoral franchise of the constitutional reforms of 1919. Clearly, I told you now. Ambedkar was consulted. He gave some insights. Statement 2 is correct. First statement, Ambedkar was the only untouchable with a graduate degree in Bombay Presidency. Now, this looks very extreme, so you may think it is a wrong statement. But this is also a right statement. Okay. This statement is clearly mentioned in a particular book. So both the statements are correct. So both the statements are correct. Ambedkar was consulted. Fine. Okay, next. The Hindustan Mazdoor Sabha. In 1930, it was founded by which of the following? Ram Manohar Lohia, M.N. Roy, J.P. Narayan. Gandhiji, Vinoba Bhave and Jawaharlal Nehru. Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajendra Prasad and J.B. Kriplani. Prafulla Chandra Ghosh and Tanguturi Prakasham. Now see, first three options. Now see, the trick I told you, this trick will not work here. Okay. The first three options are very common. Common names. Okay. Ram Manohar Lohia and J.P. Narayan founded the CSP, Congress Socialist Party, in 1934. So you can clearly like eliminate. It's not the answer. Gandhi, Vinoba Bhave and Jawaharlal are very common names. Vallabhbhai Patel, very common. So Prafulla Chandra Ghosh and Tanguturi Prakasham are not common names. So you may go with this if you do not know the answer. If you do, if for you, if this particular sabha is unknown, so if you go by that trick which I told you, so we'll go with D. But this is also the wrong. The answer is Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajendra Prasad, and J.B. Kripalani. In 1938, they founded the Hindustan Mazdoor Party. Hindustan Mazdoor Sabha. So sometimes it works, sometimes it will not work. So better to go for knowledge, to go for facts. If you know the facts, there is no use of any trick. Okay. So Hindustan Mazdoor Sabha was founded by 1938, Patel, Prasad and Kriplani. Next, consider the following about Shimla Conference. This is the first time the negotiations failed not on the basic political issues, but on communal issue. Yes, this was correct. See, from 1940, 1942, 43, 44 till cabinet mission of 1946, issues happened between, like there was a deadlock. Like a lot of things happened. Wewell plan, CR formula, Simla conference. They were trying to come to a point, like on a similar page between Muslim League and Congress, but that did not happen. But this was the first time in Shimla conference it failed. There were political issues were there, but here full communal issue happened. It was not an only political issue, but for the first time the negotiations failed on communal issue. So this is correct statement. Okay. Second statement is failure of Shimla conference was the victory of Muslim League. Yes, in a way they wanted it should not it should not happen. The Shimla conference should fail because they had completely become communal Muslim League. Like independence had taken a backseat. They were only concerned about the particular community. Okay. So both the statements are correct here. Failure of Shimla conference clearly showed that Muslim League had veto power in Indian politics. They had veto power during that time. After 1940s, they completely tried their best. No solution should come. They wanted separate country. Okay, and during that 5 years, the INC did not want division, but Muslim League wanted division. So they had that veto. They used that veto because they wanted division of the country. They wanted a separate Pakistan. Okay, next. Consider the following statements about commercialization of Indian agriculture during British rule. Now, commercialization of Indian agriculture is a separate component of a modern history. Okay. The commercialization of Indian agriculture encouraged the growth of land market in India. No, it did not encourage. It was a very negative thing, commercialization of agriculture. They commercialized the agriculture. They did not wanted food crops. They wanted cash crops like cotton, indigo. British wanted cash crops in India because that crops they wanted to use in their industries in British. So obviously they did not encourage the growth of land market. Second statement, it took place to feed the industries of India. No, it did not to feed the industries of India, but to feed the industries of Britain. Okay, by using the cash crops in India. Okay. So commercialization agriculture is a very important topic and both the statements are wrong. So both are wrong. It did not encourage the growth of land market because major profit of this commercialization went to company traders and mediators. So in ground reality, nothing happened. Like nothing good happened for us. It was mainly done to serve the industries of Britain. Okay, the last question, the depressed classes education society. See, more lot of stuffs we have already covered. If you go to my previous MCQ videos, I have covered a lot about Ambedkar, MC Raja, lot of like similar name but different parties. Okay, so there is a separate party, like a society you can say, depressed classes education society in 1928. So it was also by Ambedkar. So remember, it was also by B.R. Ambedkar in 1927, Education Society. Okay. MC Raja also, like he was also into depressed classes. He had also formed depressed classes, one or two political parties. You can check my previous videos. I have covered questions on this. Fine. So the Depressed Classes Education Society was set up in 1928 under Ambedkar's initiative, established high schools, hostels for untouchable students in different towns in Maharashtra. Okay. So, okay, fine. This was the 10th set of MCQs. I'll be starting MCQs modern history in August, late August, like after 20th August. We'll try to cover before prelims. So if anyone wants to cover a modern history course, I've mentioned the book names. So you can just contact me, okay? You can just go to the site. You can check all those numbers are provided in the site. All those PDFs and some test series topic related stuff, everything are available. You can just go through and check. Okay, fine. Thank you.